My little brother tried to pawn his toys to pay my rent. I was 22, barely scraping by in New York City. I was working 3 jobs, barista, dog walker, and freelance writer, and I was still behind on rent. My eviction notice was taped to the fridge. Big red letters. I had 48 hours to come up with $2,000, or I was on the street. I was sitting on the floor of my studio apartment just sobbing. I felt like a total failure. My little brother, Leo, was visiting with my mom. He was only 7. He saw me crying and asked what was wrong. I didn't want to scare him, so I just said, "I don't have enough money to stay in my house, buddy. I might have to leave." He just stared at me with those big brown eyes, nodded seriously, and walked away. I thought he went to play on his iPad. An hour later, we were walking past a pawn shop on 8th Avenue. Suddenly, Leo stops dead in his tracks. He marches right inside. My mom and I looked at each other, confused, and ran in after him. By the time we got to the counter, Leo had dumped his entire backpack onto the glass case. There was a half-eaten bag of goldfish crackers, a beaten-up Paw Patrol action figure, a shiny rock he found in the park, and his most prized possession, his Nintendo Switch. The guy behind the counter, this massive dude with face tattoos, looks down at the pile of junk. Then he looks at Leo. "What's this for, little man?" the guy asks. Leo stands up on his tiptoes and says, shaking, "My sister needs $2,000. Is this enough?" I literally stopped breathing. I started crying right there in the pawn shop. The guy looks at me, then back at Leo. He pushes the switch back to him. "Keep the game, kid," he grumbled. Then he reached into his own pocket, pulled out a $20 bill and slid it across the counter. "But I'll buy the rock. That's a nice rock." Leo beamed like he'd just won the lottery. It didn't pay my rent, but in that moment I felt like the richest person in the world.